70.
Number 70.
Probably did it wrong.
Whoever gave me these markers gave me cheap markers so they don't last.
That is so false.
Number 70?
Yeah.
Alright.
Look at those things. You can still see it.
2x squared plus 7.
Had this for like 2 months. I give those in September. It's December.
That's a mess.
You use the same markers every day. You can't expect it to last forever. Dang.
I thought
It's just the same exact.
I thought it was guaranteed. There we go, that one works.
Ms. Zablosky goes through a marker like every 2 weeks.
Minus 3x. What am I looking at?
X squared plus x minus 6.
X squared plus x minus 6. Alright, 2x squared plus 7. Alright. Alright, zeros. No zeros. That is correct.
Yeah, they didn't even ask us to find zeros.
Alright, what did they ask you to find? Find the asymptotes and
Asymptotes.
the intercepts. Intercepts are zeros.
Oh, that's what you meant. You know, I'm just.
Y-intercept.
Negative 7, 6.
Negative 7, 6.
Yeah, that's what I found.
Asymptotes.
That's what I found. Okay. X equals 2 and y equals.
X equals negative 3
And 2.
and y equals 2.
Let's see, what else do we need? Anything else?
That's
Alright, so let's graph it.
Switch this.
I know they didn't ask you to, but practice makes perfect.
They did. I did.
They did ask you to graph
Ask
it?
us to graph it.
Yeah, it did say, okay. Cool. Alright, negative 7, 6, that is a little bit over 1. Everybody agree?
Mhm.
Alright, vertical asymptotes is y equals 2.
Mm.
I'm sorry, x equals 2, not y, sorry. X equals 3, negative 3. And my horizontal asymptote is 2. Alright, so, excuse me. Where am I graph my graph?
Is it a parabola?
Alright, gonna be here. And we're gonna be here. And then we're gonna be here. Everybody agree? And again, after you do the work, excuse me, after you do the work and graph it by the principles that we learned, if you want to check it by graphing on your graphing calculator, you can. Your graphing calculator will not show you the asymptotes, but it will show you the general shape of the graph to here. And again, this would be symmetric, so you would have your point, your vertex would be somewhere in between here instead of at the x equals 0 point. So that's why we graphed it that way. All right, any questions on that? All right, what's the next one? 72. All right, that was what? X squared
Minus 3x minus
over.
x plus 3.
All right, so the zeros? No zeros? All right, again, if I use my b squared minus 4ac, I would see that is going to be 9 minus 4 times 1, which would be 4 times negative 7 would be plus 28.
I forgot about the quadratic.
All right, so that would be 37. So we do have zeros. So we use our quadratic formula to find our zeros. So that's going to be 3 plus plus or minus square root of 37 over 2. And I believe if we calculate that out, that's going to be somewhere around a negative, what do we have?
1.54.
What's that?
Negative 1.54. And plus 4.54.
Alright, so there's my zeros. I have a y-intercept of
Negative
7/3. We have asymptotes.
y equals negative 3. Or no, x equals negative 3. Y equals x minus 6.
So again, because my numerator has a higher degree than my denominator, I know do not have a horizontal, I have a oblique, so I divide. So x plus 3 into x squared minus 3x minus 7, I get x minus 6. So now we can graph. Alright, negative 1.54, negative 1.5, 4.54, 4.5, negative 7/3, that's around negative 2 1/3. X equals negative 3. Oops, right side, 1, 2, 3. X or y equals x minus 6, so I have a y-intercept at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. It will cross that 6. Down like this. Seeing my points are here, I know I'm in here. Close to my asymptotes. When I cross here, the asymptote here, if this is up over here on the right hand side, I will be what on the left hand side? Down. So again, I'm looking at, I'm up on the right hand side above the horizontal or the slant. So therefore on the other side I'll be down below. So I know I'm in that little space there. So again, you can check that out on your calculator.
They had a little bit left.
Getting lower there.
Ungrateful.
I think I might have another package in there. Did you give me 2 or you just give me 1?
I gave you 2.
Gave me 2. I might have another one. I might have used them all though. What's the next one?
74.
74. That's a fun one. It wasn't?
No.
Alright, so. Zeros. Alright, in this case here, negative x to the 4th plus x squared plus 1. There's a couple methods you can use to do this. Probably the easiest method for you to do is to graph the negative x to the 4th plus x squared plus 1 in your calculator and find your zeros that way. Or we could use the quadratic formula in the fact that we could say that if we change this to negative x squared squared plus x squared plus 1, we would have an x. We can say that x squared equals a. So that would be really negative a squared plus a plus 1. So there's our quadratic formula. So we could say that x squared equals negative b minus 1 So x squared equals negative 1 plus or minus square root of 5 over negative 2. We can change that to be x squared equals 1/2 plus or minus square root of 5 over 2. And then we would take the square root of that. But when we take the square root of that, we can't take the square root of the negative, so we would just do the square root of 1/2 plus square root of 5 over 2. And that would be plus or minus. And what is the square root of 1/2 plus square root of 5 over 2? So somebody has a calculator, can do that for me. I don't have it. So 1/2 plus square root of 5 over 2, and then take the square root of that. And if somebody else has a calculator, go ahead and graph negative x to the 4th plus x squared plus 1 and find your zeros that way. And see if they match.
So why is it x squared equal 1?
Because the way I did my substitution, my x is really x squared.
1.27.
1.27.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a negative 1.27 and a positive 1.27. Anybody do that by the graphing method? You find my zeros?
Yeah, I got negative 1.27.
Alright, by graphing? Alright, so what we did is correct. So there are my zeros. Y-intercept,
Negative 1.
negative 1. Asymptotes. X equals 1. Horizontal asymptote?
You don't have
Don't have one. I have an oblique, so I want to take that and divide. Let's do synthetic division. So what would we have? We would have negative x cubed minus x squared. Is that what that would be? Plus 2 over x minus 1. So therefore I have y equals negative x cubed plus x squared. Alright, so let's see if we can graph this. Negative 1.27 up there, 1.27 up there, and might intercept at negative 1. Put a 2 in there, so negative 8 plus 4. cross equals cross is -1?
No, like -1 of x. On the x-axis is cross
Here?
-1. Like like asymptote, it goes like this and then cross -1 and then it cross 0 and then it goes back down.
Cross it, you,
Oh no, it cross -1 and touch 0 and then.
The
it goes back
asymptote.
down.
So the
cross
asymptote.
is here.
Yeah, and 0, it's like fly along it.
Yes, okay, which is fine. Alright, we're just sketching it so we get the general shape of the graph. If I put -1 in here, I get 1 plus 1, which is, it should be up here, so it shouldn't be crossing at -1. If I got my equation, if I divided correctly, I think I did. I believe I did. So there's my graph. And again, this is a cubic function, so I know my end behaviors are down, up, but with a minus it's up, down. So I have that general shape, so I have a pretty good idea. How do I get these points? I just plugged in -1 into here. I get this point, I put 0 in for here, get that point, and I put 2 in for here to get this point down here. Just to get a general shape of where the graph is. Yes, ma'am?
Can you write the limit?
The limits? Okay, so the limit as x approaches 1 from the left-hand side is -infinity. The limit as I approach 1 from the right-hand side is +infinity,
Why?
is going up. Right? Alright, then the limit as I approach infinity of f of x equals -infinity, and the limit as x approaches -infinity of f of x equals infinity.
Because it goes up.
So as I keep on going this way, it keeps on going up. Okay? Anybody else have any questions on that one? That was a little difficult one, I'll admit. But again, on your test, if you had something like this, I would allow you to use your graphing calculator to be able to find that, but most likely I will not give you one because you will not be able to use your graphing calculator to graph. Okay, so. What's the next one?
76.
You need to do that one?
Yeah.
X over x plus 2 plus 5 over x minus 3 equals 25 . Alright, we factor this, we get x plus 2 times x minus 3. So we want to multiply everything by x plus 2, x minus 3. What cancels out here?
X plus 2.
So I'm left with x times x minus 3. What cancels out here?
X minus 3.
So I'm left with 5 times x plus 2. What cancels out here? Everything. I know from my domain that x does not equal
0.
-2 and 3. So I want to solve this. X squared minus 3x plus 5x plus 10 equals 25. Bring everything to one side. X squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Fraction to 15, that was subtract equal to x plus 5 times x minus 3. X equals -5, and 3. Alright, up here it tells me x cannot equal 3, so that is not an answer. So I want just negative 5. What was the next one?
78.
Alright, most likely on the test I will not give you one of these, most likely it would already be factored for you. But this one here we have to factor, so let's go ahead and do that. I already tested you on synthetic division and everything, so I don't need you to have to do this. I'm testing you on this other stuff. 36x. Plus 36x. Alright, so let's do synthetic division. 3, 1, negative 36, 36, and 16. Oops, don't want that, don't want long division. Alright, what's my possible zeros? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 8, plus or minus 16, and then we have some fractions in there as well. But those are the beginning ones we're going to try. Alright, which one you want to try? 2? And 3, 2 times 3,
6.
plus 1, 2 times 7,
14.
14, plus negative 36,
Negative 22.
22. Tell me that. 2 times negative 22,
44.
negative 44 plus 36, negative 8, 2 times negative 8, 0. Alright, what do you want to try next?
Negative 4.
We're down to 3, negative 4 times 3, whoops, negative 4 times negative 5, 20, negative 2, negative 4 times negative 2, 0. That leaves me 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. Factor to 6, that was subtracted equal 5.
6
I got the 3x. So I get 3x plus 1 times x minus 2 times x plus 4 times x minus 2. Alright, sign chart. What are my zeros? I got x minus 2 there twice. Let's do that. Here we go. What are my zeros? 2, thank you everybody. Negative 4. Negative 1/3. Put a number larger than 2 in, I get what? If I put a number larger than 2, so it'd be positive. What happens at 2? Do I? Touch. So over here would be plus. Over here would be negative. Over here would be plus. Coming across. So you want to touch is right here at 2. I'm looking for where will I be greater than or equal to 0. So at this point here, and at this point here. So my answer would be negative infinity to negative 4 included, and what is that? Negative 1/3 should be included to infinity.
Wait, how do you get the x plus 4?
Negative 4.
Oh, because of that.
questions on that one?
When you do the line with the chart thing right here,
Yes?
what are you looking for?
Zeros.
So like with the plus and minuses, what does that represent?
If I'm above or below. So if I put a 3 in, 3 minus 2 is 1, is positive, 10, positive, 7, positive, positive times a positive times a positive is a positive, so I know this side is positive. And that's the only one I have to do, because all the rest, the patterns work. If I just touch it 2, then I'm still positive. If I cross negative 1/3, now I'm negative. If I cross at negative 4, now I'm positive. So basically what we do, we're coming here, here, and here is my graph. But I don't necessarily need the graph, I just need to know where am I at those points. Because there's x to the 4th, so my end behaviors are
Up and up.
up and up, so they're both up and up. 3 turning points, 1, 2, 3 turning points. You good? Okay. You sure? No?
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
No, what do you got?
No, it's fine. I got it.
You know where we get the pluses and minuses from?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I got it.
Okay. Just wanna make sure. What was the next one? 80 or 82? Or both of them? 80. X squared minus 7 over x squared minus x minus 6. Is greater than or equal to? Less than. What? I should do that.
Can you just skip it?
Okay.
Let's just put a 0 in.
Okay. All right. So if I look at this, x squared over x squared, my horizontal asymptote is 1. So I'm looking for where I'm going to be less than 1. Okay. So again, I'm going to use my sign chart. Just do this. All right, where are my zeros? Or let's do horizontal vertical asymptotes. So x equals 3 and x equals negative 2, correct? Did that wrong. Sorry. I have zeros where?
Negative 2, 3.
Negative, where?
Zeros?
Yeah. Plus or minus square root of 7. Square root of 7 is approximately what? It's between 2 and 3, right?
Mhm.
2.64.
Okay, and I have a y-intercept at,
Hmm?
I'm surprised they put this one in here. 7, 6, which is a little bit over 1. So, this one here, you basically can't do it, you need to do this here. You have this here, you have this here, and then you have this here. So they wanna they wanna know where you are below one. So we're below one from here, negative infinity to negative two. We are below one from here to three, so we need to go, let's go three. Well, where's that equal to one? I didn't realize they put that there. We really didn't go over this. Alright, so let's change this a little bit here. Let's go back to there. Alright, 'cause I won't be testing you on that, let's do this here. Less than zero. I just want you to do the sign chart. So I have, 3. I have negative 2. I have negative point 2.7, and I got somewhere between 2 and 3. Okay, so on the right hand side of 3, I am positive, correct? On the left hand side of the asymptote, I would be negative. When I cross the 0, I would be positive. At the asymptote, I would be negative, and at this 0, I would be positive. Alright, so here, where am I less than 0?
Asymptote to negative to, whatever, right now, the zero.
Alright,
Zero to
so negative square root of 7
Yeah.
to negative 2, alright, not included, and square root of 7 to 3. And that's what I'll be testing you on. So you still find your zeros, find your asymptotes, and make your sign chart. And all the principles still apply. Okay? And then you had what, number 82? So you get x minus 1. Absolute value of x minus 4. Over square root of x plus 3. Greater than 0. Alright, what are my zeros? 1 and 4. Where am I undefined?
Negative 3.
Negative 3 and
Cost
lower than negative 3. I'm undefined. Okay? If I pick a number greater than 4, what will I be? Positive. What happens at 4? Touches. So I'm positive. What happens at 1?
Wait, how do you know it crosses at negative 1?
Excuse me.
How
I
do you
don't know
it
what.
crosses at 1?
On opacity. You want to see it once, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so where am I greater than 0? 1 to 4. And 4 to infinity. are we good?
Still confused.
I know it's, no, I haven't.
Any other questions?
So you're just like looking at the sign to see, like it's greater than zero, so you put the points that are greater than zero,
Yes.
and if there's like less, you just keep.
Anybody else? Any other questions? All right, I'll take those. All right, so your quiz tomorrow will be on 2-7 and 2-8. Quiz tomorrow, okay, 2-7 and 2-8. Your solving equations in one variable and using your sign charts for the quiz tomorrow. Then Thursday we will review a little bit more before your test, which will cover 2.5 to 2.8. And then Monday and Tuesday we will review for your exam, which will cover chapters P1 and 2.
2.5 to 2.8 or 2.6?
2.5.
You said 6 earlier this week.
Yeah, and I was incorrect, because your previous test was 2.1 to 2.4. So this test will be 2.5, which has complex numbers, 2.6, which will be graphs of rational functions, 2.7, which is solving variables in one solving inequalities in one variable, and 2.8, 2.9, 2.8, which would be solving inequalities.
So where's the quiz?
Quiz tomorrow, 2.7 and 2.8.
And the test is from 2.5.
2.5 to 2.8.
What was it?
Okay, 2.7.
So everybody clear on that? My numbers get all mixed up between classes. Sorry. 2.6, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8 is your test. And tomorrow's quiz, 2.7, 2.8. Okay? Any other questions? All right, tonight I would just try to find some problems, do some work. You can do Math Excel, do some problems with Math Excel. There's no particular assignment tonight for that. Just make sure you prepare for your quiz tomorrow. Okay?